السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله أما بعد. There is a crisis among the Muslims, a crisis of identity and who we take as role models. I've spoken about this topic before, and subhanallah, I see that there's a need to speak about it again. We have allowed entertainers, athletes, influencers, and sinners to become the faces of the Muslims. Why? Because they made it in the eyes of the West. Because the West glorified them. But what does that say about us? If you ask an average young Muslim today, of course there are always exceptions, but we're speaking about the average, the most spread. Who inspires you? He will say footballers, martial artists, fashion icons, social media stars. Ask him about the names of the 10 who were promised Jannah. Most don't know them. You'll find silence. Ask about the lives of the Sahaba. Silence. But mention a celebrity divorce or a football transfer or the age of the child of a football player, and suddenly there's passion and detail and emotion. But what happened to our hearts? Does Western validation equal success? Why is it that when a Muslim is praised by the West, we praise them too? A Muslim wins a trophy, appears on international media, speaks fluent English, and suddenly he represents us. But if a scholar speaks with wisdom and defends the truth and sacrifices his comfort for Islam, he's ignored, and he's called an extremist and backwards. Why? Because the West didn't clap for him? This is a psychological defeat. We've handed over our standards of success to the people who don't believe in Allah and don't believe in the Prophet ﷺ and don't believe in the last day. Look around. We've taken the footballers, the UFC fighters, the fashion models as our pride and our honor. Even if they openly disobey Allah or celebrate kufr holidays or promote liberal values or even billah mock some aspects of Islam. Yet they become untouchable and successful. At least he's raising our flag. But which flag are we speaking about? When someone succeeds in a haram industry or promotes values against Islam, this is not a victory. This is a defeat disguised as a medal. What is success then? The word success isn't even used in the Qur'an like people use it today. Allah uses in the Qur'an al-falah or al-fawz, salvation, eternal victory, surviving the hellfire, or staying away from hellfire, entering paradise. Allah said, whoever is saved from the fire and admitted to Jannah, he is successful. Not the one who wins a cup, not the one with millions of followers, but the one who dies upon Tawheed, who obeyed Allah in the worship and ease, who obeyed Allah in the hardship and the ease, who held firm even when the world mocked him, even when everyone was against him. This is the real success. The forgotten heroes, the real role models, are not those that the youth know, the football stats, or they know the rappers, but they don't know how Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu spent his wealth for the sake of Allah and for Islam. Our youth know football stats, but they don't know the lives of the Salihin, of their Salaf. They know they know silly stuff like how many days apart Messi and Ronaldo's sons were born, but they don't know the names of the 7 fuqaha of Medina, or they don't know the names of or they don't know about the big scholars of Islam. They don't even know about the famous scholars like Imam Ahmad or Ibn al-Qayyim or Ibn Taymiyyah. They don't, and let alone that they don't know Sufyan al-Thawri, Sa'id ibn Jubair, and all of these Al-Awza'i, Sufyan ibn Uyayna, and all of these great scholars. We abandoned our real heroes, And so we filled the void with glitter and noise. What happens when false role models fail? Why are we shocked when these idols fail us? Why are we surprised when they support causes against Islam, or stay silent when the Ummah bleeds, or celebrate things that displease Allah? They were never meant to represent us aslan. We placed them on a throne they did not earn. The mistake isn't theirs, the mistake is ours, for confusing fame with virtue and noise and leadership. طيب, how do we fix this? It starts with education, with parents and teachers raising youth who know their Prophet ﷺ better than knowing any athlete. It begins with honoring our scholars, our callers to the truth, our defenders of the Sunnah. And it begins with redefining victory, not who wins the spotlight, but who wins Allah's pleasure. Allah said, "O you who believe, if you support Allah, He will support you and make your feet firm." Enough false victories, enough fake heroes. Let us raise a generation who love the Sahaba more than sportsmen, who follow the Salaf more than celebrities, who seek Jannah and not fame. Let's revive the correct definition of success and take back the image of who really represents Islam. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.